Hey everyone, this is Tara Furiani.
And I'm Justin Boggs.
And you're hanging out with Not the HR Lady,
a web series about all things people.
No BS. Look, HR is not a four-letter word.
And this is not the HR Lady.
I'm going to try not to spill anything on myself this time.
That's good. You don't want to waste.
I don't.
Desperate times.
Yeah, last time. That was really funny.
That was really funny.
Just dribbled it all down.
It was so natural.
I mean,
I don't know if everybody got that I said it didn't happen the last time, but that was the second time we did that episode because the first time we had some camera malfunction.
Some camera issues.
We have a ghost.
I think we do. His name's Charlie.
His name is Charlie.
If anybody knows Charlie the ghost.
Yeah, he's a little boy.
He's a little boy that likes to pull pranks and shut cameras off, even though they've been rolling, they've been double checked, and then all of a sudden they're not.
I know. So if it happens again and we're talking about it, it's even weirder.
Fucking
Better
Charlie.
not, because fucking Charlie.
He's good though.
He's a good boy. He's a little kid, I think. I've been thinking about not Charlie, but Jerry Maguire.
Show me the money.
Do you remember that?
Yeah.
Oh, Cuba. He was so good in that film.
He was.
I was thinking, though, a lot about the movie, and it's funny because it's like from the 90s. Which was when it's when we grew up.
We love the 90s.
I freaking love the 90s.
That's kind of our jam.
Oh, yeah.
Music, movies, fucking all.
I mean, all day.
All
90s all day.
90s.
All things 90s. So, I mean, I was not thinking about the show me the money part, but more like when he writes that mission statement or that memo, as it's called in the film.
I mean, it's more like a manifesto, though,
Yeah,
right?
like it's definitely not a mission statement.
I don't think. No, like a mission statement isn't 25 fucking pages long.
Yeah,
like
exactly. You don't have to have
a
it
mission
bound
statement
with,
should be about a sentence,
paragraph,
maybe, if that. Like.
At most. Well, so I was thinking more about that, and in the movie, at the very beginning of it, it's actually really interesting and really curious about what's kind of going on right now. And he says, I had a breakdown, a breakthrough, a breakdown.
Yeah.
And then he finds himself, typing it out. And some of the things really resonated with me, particularly that I lost the ability to bullshit. And
well, it was but
that's the me I always wanted to be. He recognizes or has this moment of that,
Yeah, for anybody who hasn't seen the movie,
definitely go watch it.
It starts off like he's got one of his clients is basically just came out of like a coma or was just seriously injured, and he's like rallying them back together, and the son is the one that's like kind of, do you have to keep doing this?
Yeah.
And he's like, but your dad's like a tank, man, right? And the kid's like, fuck you.
Mm-hmm.
And it's like that moment where he's kind of like, what am I doing? Like, what am I doing to my clients? I don't care about my clients.
Yeah.
I don't.
Yeah. Yeah.
So go watch the movie.
Definitely watch the movie. But he has a mentor, right, who founded the firm. And he says, way back in the day, the key to business is personal relationships. And that's crazy.
It is.
Right?
Yeah.
I mean, I think we're seeing it more than ever. And it got me thinking about so many different things. But coming back to the whole personal relationship aspect of it, because amazing things keep happening in the personal relationship space, at least in my sphere. And I think I'm a believer in you attract what you put out,
Yeah. That vibe,
right? And so in the spirit of connection, a fellow DEI champion, an attorney, a new neighbor, and friend, thanks Madison Butler, friend of the show, Mindy Gulati, reached out to me. We actually connected on Facebook because we're neighbors as well, and we have children around the same age. And recently, if you follow us on social media, you will know that my son, formerly my son Nico, has decided that he would like to be called Azzy now, and to be called and addressed with female pronouns. And he was really upset because his sisters are so little, they didn't have any dresses that fit him, and his older sister is way too big.
Yeah.
And so he settled on a Christmas sweater and did his makeup and all of that. And I had posted a little bit about it. He was really excited to tell everybody his new name and show his new face. And Mindy reached out, having a daughter who's similar age, and asked if we wanted some dresses for Azzy. And she is a DEI champion, an attorney. She owns, an amazing firm that works just with diversity and inclusion and equity for everybody with companies. So helping them understand that role. And then she's also an attorney as well. And she used to be a criminal defense attorney. But she actually brought over, and I wanted to show them, these cute little dresses. Isn't that sweet?
That is sweet.
And then if that wasn't cute enough, her and her daughter went to Target and picked her out some nice little brand new outfits. And she sent me a note and said, because, every little girl wants a new dress. And I just loved it.
That is really, really
I don't even know this woman. I've had some really great conversations. We just seem to be aligned. But it's been very surface. We have not gotten to hang out because of COVID.
Yeah.
But it goes back to... these are real and meaningful connections. And I wager that her and I will not only do great work together, but we're also going to form a really good friendship out of this, and maybe our kids as well. And it's all because somebody else I connected with thought that I would be a good fit for this other person as well. And kind of like in my network of people I really actually talk to, which is a whole lot of people.
I mean, I feel like Madison, like when you and Madison connected, there was like a moment that happened in the universe. Like you guys became really good friends and started connecting each other like with different people and networking that I feel like really, really has expanded, each other's workplace.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Like
really bringing each other up. And that's, what LinkedIn and, all of this is actually supposed to be for is building relationships.
Yeah.
And helping each other grow.
And recognizing that, we're not just each other's competition.
Yeah.
It's
not a competition.
It's not a
we're
competition.
All in this together.
There's room for all of us with all of our unique skills.
Like if the boat is sinking and I know how to plug that hole and I decide not to tell anybody, we all go down.
Yeah. Yes.
So let's not have this competition together.
Absolutely.
That's not what we're trying to do here.
Absolutely.
Speaking of plugging a hole, there has been a new thing that came out with COVID-19 stimulus money and all this.
It's my favorite topic.
It's my favorite topic. But we surprisingly get a lot of questions, and people seem to find not like all of their news from us, but I feel like people think we're not trying to sugarcoat.
No, I got a nice comment yesterday from somebody. His name is Vic. He's on LinkedIn. He's a hospitality leader, Victor Martinez. And he had said, I want to get all my Monday morning news from you.
Damn right. Well, there's going to be some fucks and some shits.
And some real talk.
But some real talk. I mean, it's also we're doing research on this. I'm not looking at one website. I'm looking at multiple websites and finding their source and looking at their sources and
doing your own investigation.
Yeah, I want to make sure we have our facts right. We don't want
Hell yeah.
We don't want to mislead anybody. The CEO of the United States.
Yeah. That guy.
Yeah.
Don't take hydroxychloroquine.
Yeah. I can't believe he fucking said that.
Don't
and he
do
was
it.
like, "Oh, I told you this today to see your reaction." And it's like, no, just shut up.
One of two things. One, he's either doing it and really dumb, which I think we already know that that's true, but I don't know if he's really doing it. Two, he's not doing it and being incredibly negligent with the potential ramifications of people taking this because the president said, what harm could it do? I mean, I watched it live happen.
Yeah,
there is
from
video
the White House
proof.
feed.
If you haven't seen it, find the White House feed if you want to fact check it. If you think the fake news is putting words in Donald Trump's mouth,
then it's coming from the White House.
I'm sorry. No. It would actually be Donald Trump putting Bill Pullman's words in his own mouth. And if you have not seen this, please go to our page because I'm going to link it there. I'll put it on all of our social media and I'll put it on our website. But literally, and I'm not making this up, please fact check me. The president himself tweeted out a video that someone at the White House made. And it's Bill Pullman saying that beautiful address. We won't go quietly into the night.
Yeah.
Which I thought was so funny because that's how we started this freaking show.
Yeah.
Was talking about how this was so much like Independence Day. And here's Donald Trump.
We couldn't have
I have
We couldn't have
predicted
predicted
everything
that even
so
better.
far. Like, because that we were watching some shows
Yeah.
back, and I literally said, I don't know, several episodes ago, and please go look, check the date. Like,
We're like, wait a second,
when
that
they
actually happened.
when they reopen, this is who's going to reopen first. That's it. I got it right.
This is how they're going to do it.
And when this is how they're going to do it, and that's how they did. Limited capacity, you know, by reservation or by whatever only. Whatever.
Yeah.
I'm just so annoyed at this. That video is too fucking much.
But he also, like, because they immediately, like, hounded him and was like, okay, what about the White House doctor? Did he tell you blah, 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 blah? And he's like, no, like, I went to the White House doctor and said, is it okay if I take this? And the guy, and he was basically like,
okay.
I mean, yeah, you can. So is he prescribing his own medicine now?
Well,
is Trump a doctor? Like,
I don't know. But he needs a DEA license for that. Does he have one? He probably doesn't have one.
He doesn't probably even, he thinks that's the
He's not
fucking
a
drug
doctor.
enforcement agency license. Like,
oh, that's funny. That is probably what he thinks.
he would probably think it's that. So no, I would imagine he doesn't.
He'd be like, I don't have a badge for that.
They gave that to Elvis.
Oh my
Anyway,
goodness.
all right, I want to bring this in because this sucks and this is gonna be really upsetting. So it's called the Heroes Act.
Yeah.
From Nancy Pelosi, and it's another $3 trillion. Mm-hmm. So we're already bleeding money.
Oh.
But it pledges. Like, I'm just gonna paraphrase a lot of this. So not all the money is gonna add up into what I'm saying.
Right.
If you want to see where all that money is going exactly, please do your own research.
Yeah. Here's a lead to that.
Here's a lead to that. It's pledging $1 trillion of that, which is almost what Jeff Bezos is worth, and we'll get into that later, to the state and local governments, so they can get back on their feet, because all the states are fucking broke.
I mean, I listen to Cuomo, as everyone knows, every day.
Yeah, he's like, we're like fucking broke.
We're bleeding money, man. You want us to pay for people or what? No?
Yeah. So $200 billion of that fund goes to give essential frontline workers their hazard pay, which I think is great.
I think that's great.
But it's also kind of like, well, they should have had that money anyway, and then get a kicker on top of that.
Agree.
So it also extends the unemployment benefits until January of 2021. That's also that extra $600 that you get on top of that as well.
Okay.
And then another $1,200 for everyone.
Oh. Does this one take into consideration who's unemployed, or is it still based on your last year's taxes?
Last year's taxes.
Oh, good. So all 38 and counting million of us who make over that threshold don't get anything.
Don't get anything
cool.
still.
Great.
But there's like a clause in it for like children. I think it was over 16. Like they're all counted in that.
Oh, that's great.
If the parents make under so much.
Right. Yeah.
So
and they cap your kids, the dependents. They cap your dependents at 3 because they're getting 1,200 instead of 500 like the last time.
But the number is still the same. It's 75,000, and it goes up, and the higher it goes up, the less you get.
Okay.
And then Mitch McConnell. So that passed the House.
Can I just say,
but this passed the House barely.
Yeah, it did pass the House barely.
It did. But Mitch McConnell, since he's the majority leader and he schedules the votes, he's saying, I'm not going to listen to it this week, so fuck y'all. So we'll hear something next week, and it's going to be dead on arrival. All of the Senate has been like...
Even Trump said something about that.
Yeah, they're like, no, we're going to fucking kick this out because it's Republican-led, so...
Right.
What can you do?
Right.
Fight. I mean, we can fucking fight for it, but we can't.
I mean, we can keep raising our voices.
We can keep raising our voices and hope that our, representatives fucking listen.
We have to vote.
We have to fucking vote.
You must vote.
Vote for the people that are for the people.
Yes. Vote.
For fuck's sake.
Yes. And don't write in somebody. Writing in somebody, you might as well vote for a fucking Republican. You might as well vote for Trump.
Yeah.
A non-vote for Biden, and I know that, I'm going to probably get some shit for this, but I don't really care. But, a non-vote for Biden is a vote for Trump. So, just think about that. So, you hate Biden, whatever. I get it. You hate Hillary. You hate everybody. it's fine. You're never going to get your perfect one. Mitt Romney can't run on the blue side, people. And we, as much as we'd all might like him to, since now Donald Trump hates him and he seemed to join the Democrats, he can't, though. Biden is who is the presidential nominee. And, like, if you want to turn the White House blue, you have to vote blue. Biden. Like, there's no other rational thinking here. This is not one of those, we're still going to vote for Bernie situations, okay? Because it already cost us the White House.
If you want to see the country still spiral down.
Yeah, if you want the Hunger Games to be a reality for us in 2021,
then vote red.
Vote red.
I mean, but...
And you know what?
Either way.
What is the line from that movie?
Which line?
You know, the main one, right? May the odds be ever in your favor. I mean, vote red and may the odds be ever in our favor, I guess.
But either way, whether you vote red or you vote blue or whatever. Vote. Please.
But pick one or the other. Don't write in your grandma. My grandmother did that every year. And I'm like, you're just wasteful.
Why are you going to vote if you're just going to write in yourself? So you can say you voted? Because, like, I've been told my entire life that if I don't vote, I don't have a voice to complain.
That's true. I would agree.
But, like, to your point, if I just go and vote for me,
nonsense,
do I still have a voice to complain?
I mean, if truly, no.
Right? I mean, no.
Just be realistic.
But nobody really knows. You're not really supposed to say who you vote for.
Whatever. We all talk about what we vote for. No, I mean, that's like in the days of non-social media. Maybe that was the case, but now we all know everybody's business all the time. Case in point, let's check out a video from friend of the show, Bree Burden. You guys know her as L&D leader. She is currently furloughed mom of 3 and losing her goddamn mind. So check her out.
On this edition of Confessions of a Furloughed Mom, as you can see, I'm actually not in my bathroom today. That's because I have had 3 whole hours just now of driving around my town making deliveries because I am tenacious as fuck. So if I am furloughed and I'm not getting any money, I'm going to figure out how to get it. And I have a very dear friend of mine who is a caterer, and she is kicking ass right now and got contract with a construction company to have deliveries made. So because she loves me to death, and I am so very grateful, I've been able 3 days a week for the last 3 weeks to make some deliveries and make some extra money. I'm also teaching kids in China how to speak English every morning, and basically just doing whatever it is I can to make ends meet and show my children that it's important to always have a plan B and to always do your best to provide for your family. And that's kind of what I wanted to talk to you guys about today. About a year and a half ago, I had an epiphany because I was watching my oldest daughter become small and become a people pleaser and become a perfectionist. And I had to look very deeply inward on myself because I was like, where is she getting this from? And as I'm sitting there every weekend and 12 hours every day working and talking about how much I hated my job and didn't feel right doing it and I wasn't making a difference, that's when the light bulb came on and I said, oh, I see now. So I got in touch with my neighbor who happens to be a resume writer, and she did an amazing job with it, and I started putting feelers out. At the same time I was putting feelers out, I also made myself less small. And I decided that I was going to speak up. And I wasn't going to allow myself to commit a slow, painful death of my integrity by not doing what I needed to do. And that was, my job is to advocate for the learner. My job is to make sure that learning is actually happening. And there is a very definite suicide that happens for companies when they don't value learning and development of their people. And I think that there is an adjustment that's starting to happen in the economic crisis and in this sickness that's going on right now. People are starting to use their voice, and I'm hoping that that is going to be something that continues on. These businesses that don't care about their people are going to become a thing of the past, and I think it's really going to be detrimental to them. I find bravery being more than just being scared to do something and just suck it up and go through it. To me, you are not a brave person if you're doing it because of peer pressure. I think that you are more brave when you are able to say, you know what, that is against my values, that is against my integrity, that is against everything that I feel and believe, and I'm going to push back on it. And so I showed my braveness and I showed my bigness, and I think I suffered for it because I happened to end up becoming the only one that got laid off. I was making too many waves, and my waves were happening too high up in the company. But I was brave, and I figured it out. And I didn't allow my potential career suicide by doing that to get in the way of showing my children how important it is. There's a very interesting thing that happens to a parent, especially when you've been raised to be small and you've been raised to just go with the status quo, and you've been raised to not make the waves and just live life the way that you're supposed to. There's a very interesting thing that happens when you look at your children and you say, you know what, I want more for you. Don't be small. Be brave. And I'm going to show you how to do that. And I became who I was meant to be. And I am becoming still who I am meant to be. I will have my children see that mommy did everything that I do for them, but not only for them, but for myself. I'm proud of the person that I've become, and I'm hoping that people who are watching this and people who are seeing this, especially women, stop being small, stop being caged, and start talking. Start pushing back, especially if you see that something... I refuse to be shit on at work anymore. I refuse to let anyone tell me what I need to do where I am an expert in my field. And I am the advocate for my job. And I am the advocate for everyone else that I service in my job. I want to see that become a trend. And I'm hoping it does. I challenge each and every one of you to rise up, to take over these companies that think that the C-level and the executive levels are the ones who create the culture and are the ones who are allowed to shit on us, because they're not. There's more of us than them. What can they do? With all of us sitting here at home, stuck at home, some of us are furloughed, some of us can't do our jobs the way that we need to. And what's happening to these companies? They're suffering. They're seeing that they need us. So don't allow yourself to be shit on. Bring your integrity. Bring your morals. Do what you need to do. And you know what? Sometimes that's going to mean that you have to take the risk. Sometimes it's going to mean you're going to fail. Sometimes it's going to mean that you are shit out of luck. But You will find your way, you will find your path, and you will find that place where you belong. And in the meantime, you will become a stronger person. You will get out of your cage. And I wish you all the best of luck. Right now, I'm going to enjoy a little more quiet time before I get home to my wild and crazy group of children. I have way too many kids. And I know as soon as I get into the house, they're all going to cling onto my legs and my arms. And I'm hoping my husband will have a nice, beautiful rocks glass full of at least 3 fingers of whiskey. Till next time, you never know where you're going to find me.
I mean, she's my best friend.
I know. She's awesome. I love Brie. She's a little Disney princess.
She is a little Disney princess. You know what? That woman's got hustle all day, though.
I know. I mean, like she's still working, but like not
in the same
job or like not all at the caliber of what she is.
This woman is a 6-figure, sought after instructional designer.
Yeah, she's fucking amazing.
She's fucking amazing, and she is now side hustling, doing deliveries
and like teaching at 5 o'clock in the morning over in China. Like
in China.
Yeah, in China.
Ugh.
As our president would say. But like, I mean, she's hustling and she's trying to provide for her family. I mean, she's the breadwinner.
Yeah.
So
exactly.
I mean, and that's great. Like I am like, fuck yeah, Brie. But that sucks that she's just.
I wish we lived closer, or that we were not socially distancing.
Just can't catch a fucking break.
I know, but I love you.
And I hate to hear that.
And I know it's a lot tongue in cheek. You have a great life. We know that. Everybody know that Brienne is happy. She's just frustrated, like all of us, taking it out in a maniacal ways, potentially.
Yeah,
but safe, nevertheless. So. I frequently post on LinkedIn and other social media.
And if you don't know that, go check it out.
Yeah, you should check it out. On LinkedIn, I've got, a lot. I have a lot to say. It's shocking, I'm sure.
What?
Crazy.
You don't talk that much.
Not a lot. And I type just as fast. I got a lot to say. I've been trending lately a lot. I've been trending a lot. And that's really cool and really interesting to see. And I guess what I've been told and all these... which I think we're going to show on the screen, like just some clips of them. But like literally somebody called me their hero. And like if HR had a superhero, it would be me. And I pretty much like died. I was like, this is the nicest thing anybody's ever said to me.
That's a great comment.
And I think, well, based on what I've been told, it's because like I'm just saying it like it is. And a lot of people are feeling a lot of the ways in which the things in which I'm talking about and feeling and having the same emotions that I am demonstrating and sharing that I'm having, and that hasn't been easy.
No. I mean, you've gotten a lot of backlash for it, like with some trolls and stuff, but like I would say the majority of it is people going, you know what? Like, I'm glad you're saying this because I cannot, because for me, it's career suicide.
And that is how I thought as well for a long time. I mean, it's not like I'm a recently outspoken person, but I am a recently outspoken person in the workplace, even more so, in a louder way and I've talked about this before, that a lot of times we're the keeper of secrets as chief people officers. That's just part of our role, is we're company secret keepers, and we know all the dirty laundry. We know where all the skeletons are buried. And sometimes, that is really challenging for folks like us, because you run the risk of, writing your thoughts, posting your thoughts, and it being misconstrued about it being the company that you work for currently, or even one of the companies you worked for at all. It could be just something that or that you say, or, that you've heard about. But until recently, I think until the dawn really of social media being more just maybe present in work life.
Yeah.
It's less so. I mean, this could all be career suicide for me. I have no idea how this is going to play out. But I just know that I can't sit by and let it happen anymore. I'm not going to watch injustices. It should not be career suicide for me to speak about wrongdoings that I see running rampant throughout a lot of organizations. That should not be career suicide for me.
You've seen it for years. And other people are seeing it firsthand, and they can't say anything because they don't want to lose their jobs, or like they're afraid of the repercussions of it.
That's exactly right.
And it's just like that's not how we're supposed to be as human beings, as people, as like human bodies. We're not supposed to be that way.
No. I want to go back to Jerry Maguire because there's something else in there, and there's another quote that I love, because him speaking out against what was wrong with his firm, him speaking out against what was wrong with his profession as a whole, is the whole basis of the film. And it's also what got him fired, but it's what propelled him to do the good work and to affect change.
Yeah.
And so I'll say, and quote the movie, that's how you become great. You hang your balls out there.
Absolutely. And that's what the like copy guy told him, right? Like the guy who printed out his manifesto.
That's right.
Was like, that's how you do it, man.
That's how you do it, man.
Put your balls out there.
Put your balls out there.
Yeah. And then like once he like puts it out, you know, there's always that one guy that's like, great fucking job, man.
Jay
How long
Moore.
do you give him?
Jay fucking Moore.
Yeah. Like 2 weeks. Mm-hmm. Yeah. Good job, dude. Mm-hmm. You know, and it's like, well, he's kind of right, but also look what he became.
Yeah.
You know,
and look at the kind of a change he was able to affect.
Like he was able to change the minds of people and actually like make it better for people, which that's hard to do, especially now.
Yeah.
Like people's mental health is in the fucking gutter.
Yeah.
Like they're cooped up. They don't know what to do. They don't know if they're going to get a job. Like they don't know how. And still, like, if you need someone to talk to, you can contact us.
Reach out.
Yeah, reach out to us.
Like
you can tell us anything you want. It will stay confidential. You know, please, if you just need somebody, please reach out to us.
Unless, like, you murdered somebody. Like, we're not attorneys or doctors.
So we're not going to be an accomplice to that. That's a different podcast.
Else, Tara and Tannins. Check
that out. That's a different podcast. So,
you know, it's funny. I want to speak again about something I posted on LinkedIn.
What is that?
It got a lot of attention, and it was about exactly the topic that you're speaking on, which is mental health. Vic Martinez, I mentioned him earlier. He's a hospitality and ops leader. I don't know if I said that before, but he suggested I do a show while I was feeling really low mentally. Because I'm pretty open about it when I blog. And I did tell him that I pointed him to episode 2.
Yeah, I was
didn't
about to say, like, that was the show. And you can see from the beginning, there's kind of this, like, this uptick, you know, that happens like when we get into the show, when we start talking and recording, like you kind of like came out of it. Yeah. And then, you know, I kind of went back low a little bit again. And so I'd be remiss, he mentioned it, and I like to talk about things on the show that are happening, you know, in the week that I just had. And that's something that he mentioned, you know, and I wanted to talk about last week for us. Okay. I mean, last week was hard. Last week sucked. Neither of us wanted to work. Nope. Like we were like kind of sick, but not with the COVID. We don't have COVID, but no, we don't have the COVID-19. Like I got really bad sunburned because like we still go out on adventures by ourselves. Yeah. To try and find like secluded places that we can go to and bring some of the older kids. Yeah, and we found that. Yay. We did. We'll found show you some pictures. And, you know, spent all day out there, but I got fucking burned. Yes, and you did. Probably can't tell because this lovely lady does great with makeup. Thank you. And no shame in wearing makeup. Don't give a shit. We're on a show. Yeah. Everybody wears makeup on a show. It was hard, you know, but like sometimes you have to get out. Sometimes you have to do something. Yeah. But staying safe. And if you're going to be somewhere where there are people, wash your hands, wear a mask, social distance. Absolutely. Bring sanitizer as well. Yeah, bring sanitizer as well. But, you know, I did not want to, and we did not record at all. We didn't work.
We stayed in bed. We watched all of the television shows. Like,
there's nothing on Netflix, Amazon, any of that.
Please make suggestions because we are just.
We love
out.
documentaries, true crime, just like anything in that kind of realm.
Yeah,
we love that kind of shit.
That would be super awesome. But it's one of those like. I know that everybody is dealing with a lot. Like I am dealing with a lot. You know, we have 7 kiddos, 2 elderly people, us. We're trying to run a business. We're doing everything that, ourselves, everything we can, and still trying to have fun and a good time,
Try and keep everything light.
But sometimes you have to stay in bed for like the whole week.
Sometimes you have to stay in bed for a couple of days.
Sometimes
you need the banana split and you need some Reese's Thins and so I mean it's okay. Sometimes you need to eat a bag of chips.
Yeah.
Okay? Fucking do you. Like do what you need to get back up.
Yes, as long as you get back up.
You got to get back up. That's the
critical.
Key. Yeah.
There are a lot of places out there that can help you out too, even online. So definitely look into some resources if you're feeling as low as I've felt sometimes, or reach out to a friend, or hell, reach out to us.
Yeah, I wanted to, I was thinking today about a job title that I had and some things that happened in that job that I think would resonate with some people. I don't know. So I was working for this company and I was part of the hiring process. And while bringing a bunch of people in for interviews, there was this female that was like perfect for the job. She would have been great.
Okay.
And I gave her the go ahead. And my boss told me, no, I think we're going to pass on her because she's not pretty enough. Also, my boss was a woman.
What? Yeah, that happens.
Yeah. It happens probably more than I would know.
I mean, it happens. I'd say that it's not as often as it happens with men, but I think it's a little less. It's a little more overt with women, if I can say that. In that kind of way, like with men, they tend to be they try to be a little more slick about it. I find with women, and I've had that exact same experience. I mentioned it, I think, on the People Bunch episode. Maybe it didn't make the cut. I don't remember, but if it didn't, I had this very first boss. I actually wrote a whole post about her as well, who was just a total mean girl. Exactly the same. Would not allow us to hire anybody who was not blonde.
That's ridiculous.
Yeah.
Though.
And this was in the early 2000s. It's disgusting. And she hated me. Hated me. Oh my goodness. The first time I met her, she looked me up and down like this.
Yeah. But that just goes to show you that for some people that think the workplace isn't really like that, it's just people are making it up, and it's no, this actually happens. This happens to big companies, and there was a fucking meme that came out.
Oh my god.
I didn't know about it, and you were like, have you seen this? And I was like, what?
So the meme is disgusting, and it depicts President Obama with a noose around his neck, and it says pay-per-view, literally.
That is disgusting.
And so I'm like, what fucking basement dweller created that shit? Because it's that guy who's in the light gray sweatpants, probably has a little pee, right where his
pee stain.
Little pee stain.
Pit stains.
Pit stains for sure.
Probably.
And he lives in his mom's basement. And he's hollering up the meatloaf,
Meatloaf, Ma!
Meatloaf!
Yeah. Probably a bunch of empty pizza boxes and Doritos bags.
No, unfortunately, no. Our stereotype is not that.
This was not that guy?
No, it's not that guy. Well, I mean, I don't know his life situation, but he's the vice president of IT for Transcard, which is based out of Chattanooga, Tennessee. Vice president of IT.
What happened to their social media?
Oh,
Did they
deleted.
get blow up?
Deleted. And the guy got fired, and they put out a statement.
As he should.
Right, but it's like, you know what? You don't make it to a vice president within an organization without everybody fucking knowing that you are a racist piece of shit.
Like, there had to have been some kind of red flag.
Memes.
Yeah, I mean, like, some
He's the
kind
guy
of...
who creates a meme that went viral.
Yeah. That's just, I mean, it's... Fuck that guy, you know? Like, seriously.
Fuck that guy.
Fuck that guy.
Ugh. I think, like...
It's gross that people like him exist.
It's just... It's unfathomable. And here's the thing.
Yeah.
I think for a lot of people, this is the first time they're really attuned to what's going on, you know, regarding just injustices related to Black and brown people. And I've discussed
now
this.
It's in their face.
Yeah. And we've discussed this on other shows where it's been in their face before. Except that maybe now we're just all home and have a lot of time and we're like, oh, shit.
Maybe.
Oh, wow.
You know,
that is fucked up.
Maybe that's it. Like, people are home now and they aren't leaving the house and they're seeing the news and they're reading they're on Facebook all fucking day and they're catching some of these videos
just
now
going like,
and going,
my
wait,
God.
what? Hold on,
What?
that's not okay.
No. But the reality is this exists in the workplace.
This is real.
All the time. This is real. This happens every single day.
And a lot of times it gets swept out under the rug and they pump that to HR.
Yeah. We always get punted to. It's like,
Right?
oh,
Like,
somebody fucked up.
Somebody fucked up. Cool. Now it's my problem. Okay.
Stop that.
Just fucking do what's right.
Yeah. We're not babysitters.
This company did what's right.
They fired the
him.
guy. But I mean, systemically, they probably have a racism problem. And I know I'm making a lot of assumptions, but I can't imagine.
Yeah.
As the vice president of IT, they didn't know he was racist when he's created this meme. I mean, they had to have been friends with him probably. He had on his Facebook page the name of the company he worked for. He was friends with the CEO on Facebook.
Jesus Christ.
I mean, like, can I just take a moment and go, you're the vice president of IT. You obviously suck at your job. Like,
Yeah.
They were able to trace the meme to you, not because there was some kind of investigation discovery on your ass, but it was because you posted
you're the
it
guy.
from your own fucking Facebook account.
Yeah, not hard to find out who did that.
And you're the
You did
vice
it.
president. I expected better of someone as the vice president. You suck at your job, man. I hope you lose everything. I really do. Maybe you'll understand what injustice and privilege and inequality and bias and misogyny and racism and bigotry look like in the real world if you just lose it all. I'm really just so pissed off about this guy. I just can't believe somebody who's on LinkedIn,
Yeah.
someone who is a vice president of an organization that works with others, would do something like that. Like, my stereotype is wrong. I feel sorry for all you basement guys who are just playing World of Warcraft. I didn't know. Now I know it's fucking racist in corporate America. Go back to Heroes of the Storm, people.
Yeah. If that's your game, I have no idea.
I don't know anything about it
What
either.
the fuck is Heroes of the Storm?
I don't know. It's one of those role-playing games, right? Like I don't know, what do you call it?
It's actually like a
role-playing
computer game. It's not like a live action role playing game.
Yeah,
'Cause
I
that's
think
also
no, it's a live action role playing game. It's like World of Warcraft. It's just a different one.
But like live action role playing game are those guys you see in the
not
park
in the park.
that dress up.
Not the Renaissance guys doing Dungeons and Dragons,
It's like
right?
kind of like Dungeons and Dragons, but not.
Okay.
Like Dungeons and Dragons is all like on paper and stuff. Like these
But
guys
there
are
was
actually
like a component of Dungeons and Dragons that were like.
No, you don't actually
Oh, you
like
don't?
strike on somebody. No, that's the live action role play.
I think I'd be into the live action role play. Fuck
Yeah.
it, fuck rolling a dice. I want to shiv a bitch. Right? Is that a thing?
I don't know. Is that? I mean, fuck it.
I don't either. Like many of the people in the workplace, I get it, look like you.
Yeah, white guy.
Yeah.
Also, according to my DNA, 1% black.
Nice. I know
That doesn't give me
I know
anything.
which one.
Though. Oh shit. That doesn't give me a right to do
No,
anything.
it doesn't.
Anything, God damn. You just made me blush. Sorry.
Just because you don't know that it doesn't exist, just because you haven't experienced somebody calling you their little sister, as a corporate executive woman. Just because you've never had somebody call you an angry black woman, as is what happened to Madison last week, and probably many other people. If you've never had that and you are not a woman and not of color, you might not. You just might not understand. But the thing is that's when it's the time for you to understand, and to then become an ally. You know?
Yeah.
It happens every single day, and we have to keep talking about it. We can't let this stuff get swept under the rug anymore.
No, they
it
have
really
to stand
became
up.
super prevalent with the Me Too thing.
Yeah, but like we have to stand up, and our voices need to be heard, and it needs to be in the forefront. Like we all have to do this. This is not something we can do alone,
right?
Which is like why you're getting a lot of messages, and we're getting a lot of messages as a group
and attention,
about saying something. Like we're speaking out. And we have a platform.
But we need people to speak out with us.
We need people to speak out with us and help us find these injustices. Like, so if we haven't spoke about something, it's because we don't know it exists yet.
Yeah.
So if there are things that you see, please email us, contact us on any kind of social media platform. And, we want to check it out. And always subscribe to the channel so you can find out when we're getting some new stuff.
Yeah.
So, next episode.
Hey, 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 hey.
Ooh. I love it. What are we gonna be talking about?
We're gonna talk about something we've been talking about and are seeing others start to talk about too. And that is the work from home culture. Because potentially this might cause further bias.
And I really hate that this is even going to be a thing. Like the whole, like, people are going to start like this. Do you have a quiet workplace at home? Like I can see this being a thing on a resume.
Yeah.
And what this is going to do is like, this is going to profile people. Mm-hmm. Like, what kind of place do you live in? You know? And like, it's like how you wouldn't put your typing, like your WPM. Right?
Yeah, your words per minute.
Yeah.
You don't put that on your resume. You don't put that in your resume. Nobody gives a fuck. We all type with our thumbs now.
Like, you should never be able to ask, like, how many rooms do you have in your house?
No.
Like, that shouldn't matter.
No, it really shouldn't.
But like, I feel like this is going to be a thing.
That's one of probably numerous things we're going to cover in the next episode, and a lot of special guests will be joining us. And I'm really excited. Another special happy hour for Friday's show. And the next episode is definitely going to be loud, pretty lively, with a pretty great topic, which is the 90s. And you'll see what we're talking about.
It could change the world.
I know. We're totally going to change the world.
I love it. All that laugh and fuckery.
It's certainly going to make you think.
Yes, it is.
I'm Tara Furiani.
I'm Justin Boggs, and this has been Not the HR Lady. See you next time.
Bye.
Thanks for tuning in to today's episode of Not the HR Lady.
Engage with us on any social platform at Not the HR Lady, and visit our website for more people stuff at notthehrlady.com.
New episodes will be out every week. We'll see you next time.
Bye.